Hi there, you're watching Malika Astrology, and this is your Vedic astrology forecast for June for the sign of Aries. Before we dive in, one important note. This channel is dedicated to Vedic astrology, also known as Jyotish. This is not the same as the Western horoscopes most people are familiar with. In the Vedic system, the signs are calculated differently, so your Vedic sign may not be the one you think you know. Check out the first video on this channel. I explain the difference there in detail. And one more thing, the forecasts here are based on your rising sign, your ascendant, not your sun sign. If you don't know your Vedic ascendant, simply send me your date of birth, your exact time of birth, and your place of birth. I'll help you find it. All my contact details are in the description below. All right, let's talk about June, because this month has a lot going on for Aries. What is this month really about? June for Aries is a month when life literally changes its scenery. Several major planets are shifting signs, and each one of those shifts is like a new scene opening in a play where you are the main character. The big themes? Money, resources, and values on one side, communication, ideas, and your close circle on the other. And underneath all of it, a deeper question that keeps surfacing. Where exactly are you headed? And with whom? The first half of June is fast, communicative, financially charged. The second half gets warmer, more rooted, more meaningful. Let's go through it properly. And let's start with what I think is the most important thing happening for Aries right now. That's Mars. Mars in the first house, May 11th through June 20th. Mars is your ruling planet. It governs Aries. This is your planet, your home base. And throughout all of June, right up until the 20th, Mars is sitting directly in your first house. What is the first house? It's you, your body, your energy, your personality, the way you walk into a room and how people experience you, your vitality and your character. And Mars? Mars is willpower, speed, the drive to act, courage and strength. But also, let's be honest, impulsiveness, impatience, and sometimes a sharp edge. So when Mars sits in your first house, it's turbo mode. The energy is high. The desire to act is enormous. You want to start things, do things, break through. People around you will notice more brightness in you, more directness, more confidence. That's real, and it's available to you this month. But here's what I want you to pay attention to. Mars in Aries is a very hot configuration. Irritability runs higher than usual. Conflicts can flare up fast. Your body may also be sending signals, headaches, heat, inflammation. So yes, use this energy, launch things, go after what you want. But watch your tone in conversations. The same force that makes you magnetic right now can also make you a little too much to handle. Now, alongside Mars, let's look at what's happening in your financial zone. Because the Sun is doing something interesting there. Sun in the second house, through June 15th in Taurus. Through June 15th, the Sun is in Taurus. And for Aries, Taurus is your second house. The house of money, possessions, savings, your sense of what's valuable, and even how you use your voice. When the Sun moves through the second house, it brings your attention naturally toward finances. How much are you earning? How are you spending? What are you actually building? There's a real desire to assess, to organize, to improve your material situation. And Sun in Taurus, this is a stable, grounded configuration. It's not impulsive energy around money. It's the kind of financial focus that allows for real, thoughtful decisions. So if there's something financial you've been meaning to address, the first half of June is a genuinely good window for that. Now here's something I love about this particular month for Aries. Your third house is absolutely alive right now. Mercury in the third house, May 29th through June 22nd, in Gemini Mercury is in Gemini, and Gemini is your third house. The third house is communication, negotiations, short trips, writing, learning, your immediate environment, the people closest to you day to day. Mercury in Gemini is Mercury in its own sign. The mind is sharp, speech is fast, ideas are everywhere. For Aries, this means your communication zone is firing on all cylinders. Information is coming at you from every direction. You want to discuss, discover, share, connect. This is genuinely one of the best times of the year for anything that involves your voice or your ideas. Writing, negotiations, launching a course, creating content, having the conversation you've been putting off. If your work involves words or communication in any form, pay attention to this window. And Venus is there too, at least for part of the month. Venus in the third house through June 8th in Gemini Venus adds something beautiful to your communication zone: charm, warmth, ease. Conversations flow more naturally. Relationships with the people in your immediate circle feel warmer. There's a kind of social grace available right now, where the right word, said with the right tone, genuinely opens doors. So through June 8th, this is a particularly sweet window for negotiations, new connections, and any kind of creative collaboration that happens through conversation. Enjoy it while it's there. And now, I have to stop here because what happens on June 1st is the biggest astrological event of the month. Not just for Aries, for everyone. The main event of June, Jupiter enters Cancer. June 1st, Jupiter moves into the fourth house, into Cancer. Let me tell you why this matters so much. Jupiter is the most benefic planet in Vedic astrology, the great teacher, the great expander, the planet of grace and abundance. And Cancer is the sign where Jupiter is exalted. Exaltation means maximum power. This is Jupiter operating at its absolute best. Think of it like a musician playing in the concert hall they were born for. Now for Aries, Cancer is your fourth house. And the fourth house, let me paint a picture of what this means. This is your home, your family, your roots, your mother, your ancestry. It's your psychological foundation, that deep inner sense of, I have ground beneath my feet. It's real estate, your living space, your private world, and at its deepest level, it's your heart. So when Jupiter, at its most powerful, arrives in this house, what does that actually mean for you? It can mean an improvement in your living situation, a move, a renovation, finding a space that finally feels right. It can mean something genuinely warming happening within your family, a restoration, a deepening, a reconciliation. It can mean a growing sense of inner stability, that feeling of having a real base, a real foundation to come back to. For some of you, this will connect to your mother or your maternal line in a meaningful way. And for others, it will open a deeper interest in inner work, meditation, therapy, spiritual practice, understanding where you come from. Jupiter will be in Cancer until the end of October 2026. This is a long transit, and it's one of the most favorable things that can happen to your fourth house. Whatever home means to you, inside or outside, it's about to get richer. All right, so we cross into the second half of June, and the energy starts to shift. Sun moves into the third house, from June 15th in Gemini. On June 15th, the Sun leaves your financial second house and moves into the third, the house of communication, ideas, and personal initiative. The money focus of the first half softens, and what takes over is your voice, your movement, your connections. Mercury is already there, remember? And now the Sun joins it. This is a powerful combination. Your mind and your will are both pointed at communication, at being heard, at putting ideas into the world. This is genuinely one of the best periods of the month for visibility, for reaching out, for saying the thing you've been preparing to say. And then, on June 8th, something very beautiful happens in your fourth house. Venus moves into the fourth house, from June 8th in Cancer. Venus arrives in Cancer, which means it arrives right where Jupiter is already sitting. And I want you to picture that for a moment. Jupiter expands everything Venus touches, and Venus loves beauty and elegance. So this could be anything from redecorating your home to purchasing something meaningful for your space. And for some of you, it could even be connected to buying real estate or a car. This is not loud energy, it's warm energy. And honestly, For a sign that often runs at full speed, this kind of rooted, home-centered joy is a real gift. And then on June 20th, Mars changes houses, and you'll feel it. After the 20th, Mars leaves your first house. That turbo-personal energy begins to settle and moves into your second house. The focus shifts from you to your resources, and the desire to earn, to build, to work with money becomes very active. There's a new persistence in financial matters, which can be really productive. But Mars in the second also means watch for impulsive spending and watch for being too forceful in money negotiations. The drive is there, just make sure it's directed well. And throughout the whole month, a few longer transits are running quietly in the background. Rahu is in your 11th house, the house of income, big goals, communities, and dreams, which keeps the theme of growth through your social circle very much alive for Aries. The desires are big and the ambitions are real, but Rahu always brings a kind of fog, so filter carefully. Who in your circle is genuinely helping you grow, and who is just creating the illusion of progress? Ketu is in your 5th house, the house of love, children, creativity, and joy. Ketu here makes this area quieter and more inward, not empty, just deeper, with less drama and more authenticity. And Saturn is in your 12th house, where it's been for a while and will continue until June 2027. This is a long, slow process of releasing what no longer belongs in your life. It's not comfortable, but it's honest work, and it's building something real underneath, even when it doesn't feel that way. Health in June. A few things worth paying attention to this month: the head and heat. Mars in the first house in Aries brings a real tendency toward inflammation, elevated temperature, and headaches. Don't push through when your body is telling you to slow down. The nervous system. Mercury and the Sun, moving through your 3rd house, creates a lot of mental activity. Lots of communication, lots of information, lots of tasks at once. At some point, that starts to feel like too much. Build in pauses. They're not optional right now, they're necessary. Your emotional foundation. Jupiter arriving in the 4th house brings more inner warmth and stability than you may have felt in a while. That's a real resource. Lean into it. Let it hold you. Sleep and recovery. Saturn in the 12th continues to ask for genuine rest. Cutting corners on sleep this month will cost you more than usual. Take it seriously. Money in June. The Sun in the 2nd house through June 15th is a good window to assess, organize, and make considered financial decisions, not impulsive ones. After June 20th, Mars enters that same house and the energy around earning becomes much more intense. That can be productive, but it can also lead to hasty moves. Give yourself a moment before acting. And with Rahu in the 11th all month, tempting offers will keep arriving through your social connections. Verify everything carefully before you commit. Career in June. June is genuinely strong for anyone who works through words, communication, or ideas. Mercury and the Sun in the 3rd house sharpen your mind and raise your visibility. People hear you. People notice you. Negotiations, writing, teaching, content creation, all of it works particularly well right now. Mars in the 1st house adds confidence and personal initiative. This is not a month for waiting. It's a month for proposing, launching, and making yourself known. And Jupiter in the 4th supports those whose work involves home, real estate, family, or creating a sense of safety and belonging for others. Love and relationships in June. Ketu in the 5th house keeps the romantic zone quieter and more inward this month. Not because love isn't there, but because what matters now is depth, not sparkle. The real sweetness of June in relationships comes from the 4th house. Venus arrives there on June 8th and meets Jupiter, and that combination is genuinely warm. This isn't passionate drama, it's real closeness. The comfort of being with someone, the warmth of a shared home, the joy of simple, easy moments together. For those already in a relationship, a period of quiet strengthening. For those who are looking, a meaningful connection is most likely to happen through your inner circle or a home setting. The month in summary. June for Aries is a month of moving from word to home. The first half is fast, communicative, financially focused. Mars gives the drive. Mercury sharpens the mind. The Sun in the second keeps the attention on resources. There's a lot of movement, a lot of energy, a lot happening. The second half gets warmer and more rooted. Jupiter in exaltation in the fourth house is not something that happens every year. This is a rare and genuinely valuable transit. It's an invitation to build something more solid, more nourishing, more real. Home, family, inner peace. These areas begin to fill with something good. Your opportunities in June. Active promotion through communication and content. Financial decisions that require courage rather than hesitation. Real improvements in your home or family life. And launching the personal initiatives you've been sitting on for too long. Where to be more careful. Conflict and impulsiveness, especially with Mars so strong. Questionable offers coming through your social circle. Information overload and nervous exhaustion. And large, unplanned expenses. The main message of June. June gives Aries something rare. The chance to move forward with full force and, at the same time, to come home to yourself. Not just career and money, but the actual foundation underneath all of it. Home, family, and inner peace. Jupiter in exaltation in the fourth house doesn't come around often. Use this time to build the kind of base that will hold you from the inside. Not just when things are going well, but always. This has been the general transit forecast for Aries in Vedic astrology. It describes the tendencies for everyone with this ascendant, but your personal story is always richer and more specific than any general forecast can capture. Your natal chart holds something this forecast simply cannot give you. Which themes will be most significant for you personally? How strongly these transits will actually show up in your life? And which moments this month could be genuinely pivotal for you and no one else? That's what a personal reading is for. If you'd like to explore your natal chart, reach out to me. All you need is your date of birth, your exact time of birth, and your place of birth. All my contact details are below this video. You can also order a full year ahead forecast. Until the next forecast. And may June bring you exactly what you need.